Good morning, everyone. Today is day 6, the second last day of our prayer and fasting focus. Wherever you are on this journey, I just want to remind you that you are part of our group. Some of you have had to modify your fasting plan. Maybe there was a family birthday or a neighbor came over with some homemade food for you to try. Don't worry about those things. Or maybe you had to change. You thought you were going to do one kind of fast and you had to adjust it partway through the week. Or maybe you had a little trouble somewhere along the road. Don't feel guilty. The idea of fasting is not to have a certain set of rules that we follow, but it's about setting aside some of our wants so that it's easier for us to draw closer to God and to hear what He has to say. Today our focus is Trinity. And I was originally going to get a background of the building, and then I thought, no, I should get set as the background something from one of our Zoom calls where we had 50 people in the background. And for various reasons, I wasn't able to do that. But I want you, as we're talking about Trinity Church, which is our focus today, to think not about the building or the pastors or the good time you've had at various times in the building, but I want you to think about the people who are part of Trinity. And we want to encourage you to pray about 3 things today. The first is to pray for some of the people who are part of Trinity, some of our church family. Ask God to give you 1 or 2 people, or maybe a family or 2, and I encourage you to spend some extra time today praying for them. Once in a while, someone will come to me and say, I'm praying for you. And that's the best gift that they could give me because I really do value people's prayers. The second thing that I encourage you to pray for is the leadership of Trinity. God has blessed us with a lot of very capable people who listen to God. And yet as a leadership team, we would be very quick to say, we often don't know what we should be doing exactly. We don't want to be doing the same thing as the church down the street, and we don't want to be operating based on our education or our training or whatever. We truly want to hear, what is God saying for Trinity? And so we really encourage you to pray for our church leadership. And the third thing is to pray for the direction of Trinity. We do want to follow God in whatever direction He has for us. One of the very first verses I learned as a child was from Proverbs 3, and it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. I often thought about that verse as applying to individuals. But as I'm thinking about it today, it's one of the verses that is listed in our planning sheet, and I think we should apply it to Trinity. The Trinity, in all of our ways, we are going to acknowledge God, and we are going to trust God to direct our corporate path. Perhaps God will even put some specific things on your heart today. If He does, I encourage you to contact one of the elders or the deacons and just tell us what you're thinking. You know, you might be thinking, I don't know if this is God, but maybe just perhaps this is from God. And so we welcome those thoughts. And so do get in touch with us if you have some thoughts about where you feel God is saying Trinity should go. Over the years, I've been surprised at how God will put different things on various people's minds, and when you put them all together, they paint a coherent picture about something that no single individual saw, but that God saw, and that He wanted us as a group to understand. So blessings on you as you fast this day, and as you pray for these 3 elements of Trinity: its people, its leadership, and its direction.